this lesson, we are going to talk about the key components of a listing. So in this lesson, we will cover the types of listing photos to have, how to do the video for your listing, the components of your title, how to do attributes, the layout of your description and its components, and how to do tags, also pricing and variations, and shipping. This is a big lesson. So now we are going to talk about the types of listing photos that we want to have in a listing. So we want to have, and apply this to your category that you are doing right now, a studio image, a lifestyle image. If you guys have digital downloads or print on demand, I still highly recommend that lifestyle image and studio image. Having a sample to take a photo of goes such a long way in making it seem like really tangible item that they're buying. It also makes it really multidimensional. You're also going to have a close-up of the item's detail, an angled shot showing the depth. You're going to have an image showing the scale and the relative size. You're going to have an image showing the front, back, or sides of an item. You're going to have a group shot of multiple of these items together. You're going to have optional is a packaging shot. Only do this if it elevates the perception of the item. Optional also would be a process shot. Also only do that if it elevates the perception of an item. Seems really professional and clean. And then the 10th one is a longer, more rectangular photo. And this is for Pinterest optimization. I also want to note that we need to be adding alt text to each photo as an SEO boost for external search engines. So when you upload the photo, where it says you can edit the photo, it shows you can resize it. You also can click add alt text. So that is where you're putting keywords in that link to the photo so that under image searches with Google, your images show up under search results. First, for the studio image, you want a bright, plain background, lots of light. Use a photo box if needed. Photo boxes are so cheap and they're so worth it. And the key here is a bright, plain, bright background. We don't want black backgrounds. Certain websites, they show black backgrounds or dark backgrounds for product photography, but Etsy is not one of those sites where that works very well. You know, these are pretty, they're white, they're off-white, they're not super yellowy. Now the next would be a lifestyle image. This is going to be aspirational, so it might also encourage them to buy complementary items that you also sell in the photo. So what I like about the lifestyle image on the left is that there's high contrast and the white camera strap really stands out. You can tell it's a camera strap that they're selling. It also doesn't show her face, so it's going to be more relatable to more customers. You know, maybe that person is like 13 years old, and then maybe a 30-year-old wouldn't want to buy that camera strap. Maybe that person is like 75 years old, and then someone who's 21 wouldn't want to buy the camera strap. Not having a face does make it more timeless. In the second photo, maybe the shop is selling the bow, but also the dress. That is a great way to encourage complementary purchases to increase the average order value. You could have a variation drop down called title it item, and then let them select bow $9.99 and then dress $29.99. Or bow plus dress, maybe $34.99. You see where I'm going with it. You can increase your average order value that way through these lifestyle photos because you're showing how things go together. A lot of times on Etsy, people are buying from multiple shops, right? They're buying different pieces for one occasion or one event from like 5 different shops, and they don't really know if the colors are going to go together. They kind of hope that it's going to look right together, but it's not really a sure thing. They also don't know when they're going to receive these items. Maybe something will get delayed. Maybe something will be here tomorrow, but maybe the other thing won't be here for 2 weeks, and then you don't really know how it all goes together. A customer would love to be able to buy it all from one shop and to see proof through a lifestyle photo of how it all looks together. This is a great way to showcase that. Here's another photo. They're clearly selling the stocking name tags. I just think this is great because it really helps you visualize the size and scale of these. It can help the customer visualize how this would look on their mantle. Now the next photo is a close-up of an item's detail. With this, it is just as important to show imperfections as to make it look perfect. For example, if you have like a rustic kind of wood product and it has, you know, cracks and knots and natural beauty to it, you want to make sure that the close-up does show that. This is your opportunity to cover yourself so that they don't come back with a case saying, I didn't know that this would have scratches or knots in it. I thought it was just not that. So this is where you can protect yourself by showing close-ups so that you show both the perfection and the imperfection. You can also showcase the quality of your materials. If you are trying to charge a premium price for something, if you are trying to go for that top tier luxury customer, you need to show close-ups of the quality and materials. If you're charging more than $50 for something, $100 for something, you better have some close-ups. It's great for them to see texture, especially if you have fabric or any type of multi-dimensional item. And also, obviously, jewelry is a great place where you need close-ups. It's going to really sell your item. And I recommend that for jewelry, the main listing photo be the close-up. Now an angled shot showing depth. My favorite way to do this one is with portrait mode on my phone. It's just an iPhone. Anything where it kind of makes it look like one of those fancy cameras. So this is going to create dimension with your item. So I recommend just kind of getting closer to one side of the item with your camera. So not shooting straight on, shooting from a side or from a little bit lower, a little bit higher. So as you can see with the blanket, instead of going right over above the blanket and shooting straight down, they kind of shot in front. And for the sign, they're showing one side, and that really shows that it's a 3D item. For 3D items like this, where you're laser cutting cutouts, like this really helps showcase that it's not just a vinyl application, that it's actually wood 3D. And for the the books, you could just shoot it straight down, but really then the customer doesn't know how thick the book is. So this just gives the customer more information when they're making their decision. Now, the next image that we want to have is a scale image showing the relative size. So this does not need to be, you with a ruler and the item. I know a lot of people think, okay, then I need to put like a quarter or a penny or something next to it. It doesn't need to be that obvious, but I recommend, having someone hold the item in their hand or in front of them, or have it next to something that is a commonly known size, such as like a chair or a twin bed or a crib, so that the customer really can understand the size and scale of things. There's so many times when I haven't done this, when I haven't had an image showing the scale, that then a customer purchases, 12-inch sign, and then they leave a review that's negative and say, I didn't realize how small the sign would be. In my mind, as the seller, I'm thinking, wow, you bought a 12-inch sign. Like, do people not know what 12 inches mean? But you know what? Sometimes they don't. And having a photo showing the relative size of something is sometimes a lot more helpful than just writing the dimension itself. Next, we are going to have a photo of the front, side, or back of an item. And this is especially important if it's a selling feature of the item. For example, the shirt, clearly that's like the selling feature of the item. That's where the image is. And for the backpack, that is also clearly a selling image of this item. It's a really unique design that looks kind of like, a turtle or something. And also, if you're not using this to showcase a selling feature, something that is attracting the customer to it, you can use this to answer questions about the item. For example, the hat. A lot of people wonder what type of adjustments you can make with a hat. So sometimes it's Velcro, sometimes it's the buckle style, sometimes it's, a fitted one with no adjustable features to it. So customers have questions about that. So use this opportunity, this type of photo, to answer those questions. All right, and the next type of photo that you want to have in your listing is a group shot showing multiple of an item together. Now you might think, oh, I just sell t-shirts. Do I really need to put multiple of them in one picture? Yes, I think this is a really great photo to have, and it really breaks up the group of photos that you have in your listing. It also is a great way to stand out among the other listings in the search results if this is your main photo. It's a great way to showcase color options or size options if possible, because you're showing them side by side. So if you just had, one picture of the light pink octopus and one picture of the bright pink octopus, well, they are not able to see the comparison between the two. So it really helps them compare size and color to your options. And if you do have options within your listing, you will find that if you have a photo that shows all of them side by side, it will make the decision-making process for that customer way more easy. It will increase your conversion just because you are showing them the side-by-side photo. And I will tell you, if you do not have a side-by-side photo of colors or sizes, you will be asked for this from customers. They will message you and ask you for a photo showing both items in one picture. So you're going to have a photo anyways showing the comparison of everything in the same picture, because they will ask you for it once you start to grow. So it's better just to have it here and to have all the questions answered within the listing. Next, you are going to have a packaging shot, but the key here is we are only going to do this one if it elevates your product. So we do not want a packaging shot if your packaging does not look very good. If it makes your item look less expensive, lower quality, if it makes it look kind of manufactured, if the level of your packaging does not match the level of the item and the perception of the item itself, we do not want to have that photo. So if you have like really cute jewelry boxes or bags for your items, like definitely include a photo of that. So if you are like reusing Amazon boxes or like reusing packaging and you have to scrape off all the old labels and stuff and the box might look a little bit beat up, we do not want that kind of packaging in our photos. But if the packaging matches the look and feel and quality of the item, totally include that because it's added value. Next is a process shot. So Etsy actually recommends that you have a process shot. And of course, that kind of goes with what they are trying to create as the perception of Etsy, right? They want people to think like everyone is hand making this stuff in their homes, and it's really that handmade culture. If you are doing something in a space that is just like absolute chaos, it looks like a tornado went through, bomb went off, like we do not want those photos in our listing. Now, we still can include a process shot, but we just need to be thoughtful about how we do it. A thoughtful way to do this would be to do a close-up of your work. So literally get just a white poster board. It's like 50 cents, maybe with inflation, now it's like $1, but you're going to use the white poster board, just lay it down. Even though you do not do your work on this white, pristine poster board, right? We are going to place the item on it that you've been making and make it look like you were making it on this. Put some of your supplies around, take the picture. It's all about perception, right? We want it to look like it's beautiful, pristine shop studio. Something that I've always done, I call my workspace in my home my studio. So I'm stepping into the studio and I'm working on orders, right? I'm literally stepping into a room that looks like a bomb went off. I'm like hustling on these orders, right? It's all about perception. You want the customer to feel there's not, cats jumping around and like dog hair everywhere, babies like getting into your supplies. It's all about perception. So for these photos, you can use like white piece of paper, white poster board, put your supplies on it, have the picture. It doesn't even need to show your face. You could be wearing your pajamas. It's totally fine. But have a close up of like your hands holding something that you're working on. It's all staged. And maybe you're thinking, I don't even want my hands to be in this picture. That's fine. Lay out your supplies as if, you're putting a piece together or something. Maybe you are doing digital downloads or print on demand and you want to show yourself doing Canva. Have someone like take a picture of you like at your computer from the side or the back so they can kind of see like you are designing something. It's not the real. This is not showing the real behind the scenes. The process shot is showing what you want the customer to think your process is. We're not being deceitful, but we are being branded. It's all about perception. Stick with your brand. You want them to feel comfortable and at ease when they're purchasing from you. This is an example of what the real life might look like. This isn't too far off from reality. I can relate to this picture, but this is not the picture we want to put in our listing. So yes, use a white poster board and just show a small part of what you're doing or some curated selection of supplies. Like I use a hot glue gun a lot. I wouldn't use my hot glue gun that is covered in strings of hot glue and little pieces of fabric. Like I wouldn't showcase that. I would showcase like the curated, whatever is going to be elevating your brand. Now the next photo that we need to have in the listing is a longer rectangular photo for Pinterest. This photo is going to be key for driving traffic from Pinterest to that listing. It is going to be a long skinny photo, not just the standard 4x6 dimensions that your phone would take a photo of, but more long and skinny. So I want the ratio to be skinnier and longer than a 4x6. It's not particular. Do not like overthink it. Just think long and skinny because this is for Pinterest. So one photo for Pinterest. And why this is important is because if you look here, I looked up wedding bouquet Etsy to get some different pins that are linking to bouquets from Etsy. So we do not want a square photo. As you can see, the square photos or even the more horizontal rectangular photos, they do not get prime real estate on Pinterest. The way Pinterest is laid out and has been laid out is that the long skinny photos take up more surface area. So you want to have the long skinny photo so that you get more visual interest when people are scrolling. People are much more likely to click on you. My long skinny photos have always done better. My one listing that did $96,000, I would say over half of that traffic came from Pinterest because I had a long skinny photo of that item. Make sure you include one photo that is longer and skinnier so that when you are pinning your photos from your listing to Pinterest, that is going to be your winning photo. You can still pin the other photos too, but in your mind, this is the one that I optimized for this platform.